Ayo, hey, if you're here, that means I didn't get to your reading on my TikTok live. I apologize for, taking a few days. I have been doing my best to catch up on private readings as well as make content and stuff like that, but we're here. Thank you for your patience. Remember, when it comes to the future, that tarot is unreliable. You are the master of your own fate, so you do have free will. I personally think it's the most likely outcome, the trajectory that we're heading towards in this moment. So if you don't like it, you can change it. And let's see what we got coming in for you. Your timestamps are in the description below. I'll see you there. Bye-bye. Or I guess see you later. I don't know why I said bye-bye. See you there. Hey, Zuri! You said... Oh my goodness, Siri, no thank you. Siri, no thank you. Wow, hold on! Alright, take two! Hi, Zuri. Hi there. I don't know if you saw my little mess up just a moment ago. I fixed your timestamp though. Hey, thank you so much for coming to my stream. And as I mentioned earlier, I really do hope that it's worth the wait. And I appreciate you choosing me as your psychic and as your reader. You said, when am I going to get my breakthrough? Just like my friends did. Oh my goodness, Zuri. That is something that a lot of people ask me, you know, and it's difficult because we live in a society that, you know, it kind of teaches us to be competitive. And I'm not trying to say that you are competitive, but you can sometimes feel like you're being left behind. But hey, everybody has a different journey. Everybody has a different pace. And maybe you're gonna slingshot further. And that's why, you know, the warm-up is just a little bit longer. Let's see what we got for you, Zuri. That's what I tell myself. What do you have for you, Zuri? It's gonna be okay, by the way. Alright. Okay. The sun! Hell yeah! We got happiness, joy, and success as your energy. I do see you being a bit more optimistic recently. I see you understanding, like, you know, hey, I really know what I want to do. I have really good ideas. I respect myself enough to act on them. Let's get to cooking. We got the Knight of Swords. This is your intention. The Knight of Swords is an energy of I'm going full speed ahead. I feel that you are having almost like a, you know, you had mentioned, what did you say? Get a breakthrough, just like my friends did. I feel like you are having your internal breakthrough moment right now. It's an energy of, and if it's not right now, it's definitely coming in because the energy does feel very potent. It does feel like something that's going to saturate you. It's something that feels very inspiring. You know, maybe you listen to somebody who talks about rewriting their whole experience and turning it into something that aids them, that caters to them, that motivates them, that pushes them forward. Because I do see you being pushed. You know, I see you being pushed forward because there's something shiny. There's like a goal, and we're realizing that we can actually have it. And the reason why I say it's shiny is it's almost like if they can do it, I can do it. If it can be done this way, then I can do it that way. If, you know, there's an example. Now the sun is here also, you know, the sun can also mean illumination. And that's why I mentioned it feels very potent. It's understandings, it's unravelings, it's things that were once in the darkness coming clear to us. And I feel what that is the way that you rationalize things. Maybe you found yourself jumping to conclusions before letting yourself even get your foot forward, right? Like saying like, oh, you know, I can't do that because people will make fun of me. Or, oh, I can't do that because it takes twice as long to do it than other people. So I have a slow start and that's just a waste of time. You know, something like that. We're making rationalizations to keep ourselves kind of stuck. Now I see you making rationalizations to move yourself forward. And so this is the energy that either you're working with now or you're coming into very, very, very soon. We have your future being the Six of Wands. And this is you reaching for the stars. Now, I don't know what it is you're up to, Zuri. I don't know if you are, like, let's say, a content creator. I don't know if you are you know, own your own business, whatever the case may be. I see you dreaming bigger. I see you dreaming much, much, much bigger than before. And this is about making big leaps, right? Where, you know, I'm just seeing it again. I'm gonna be honest. The first step to having bigger things come into your life is allowing yourself to think bigger and believing that you can have it. And so I see you reaching and actually touching that moment, and also seeing your friend, you know, seeing the people around you as opportunity. And it's okay, right? And this is actually something I tell people all the time. If you are a content creator and you have friends that also do content creation, we have all started from zero. We have all started from zero. And obviously ask them for advice, but I feel that and I've done this. I've had my friends ask me to do this. I've done this for my friends. I've had my fans ask me, excuse me. They say, hey, you know, I have a big debut, or hey, it's my birthday, or hey, can you raid me, you know, on Twitch. Raiding is when you like, when you in stream, you send your community to someone else's stream. And I'm like, hell yeah, I don't know who I'm gonna raid half the time anyways, sure. You know, like, and then I do that, and I feel really good about it. They feel really good about it, and you know, it's always a positive thing, in my opinion. So, you know, to be honest, it feels different than that. It feels similar but different. Almost like it reminds me of this, Zuri. If you want to get the attention of someone who's famous, a good way to do that is to make art of them, make content about them, talk about them on your stream and clip it. You know, talk about how, yes, stuff like that. I don't know if you're a content creator, but there's something about reaching for the stars and touching them and getting their attention. Now, I'm not saying that you should just pick anybody. Obviously, you have to choose someone who inspires you, someone who lights you up, someone that excites you. And yeah, that's kind of what I see happening coming soon. Alrighty, let's see the challenges. The Knight of Swords. Yes, oh my goodness. Yes, thank you, Spirit. Exactly, to just charge forward, especially when you're motivated. And know and trust that if you're running into roadblocks, that doesn't mean that you can't do it. It just means you need to think outside of the box. Now, your advice card from Spirit is Justice. And Justice is about truth, honesty, and clarity. And this is about seeing things for as they are. Not for what you fear them to be, not for what you hope them to be, but for as they are in this moment. And so Justice to me is saying, in my opinion, remember how I mentioned we can either choose to assume the worst or we can assume the best. I kind of see Justice saying that you can do both. You know, you can do both. This is what could happen in a bad way, but also this is what could happen in a good way, and then choosing the one that reaches for the stars, right? And so that's for seeing things for as they are and what they could be, and then making your decision. Do you want to choose a life of fear, or do you want to choose a life of courage, of excitement, of fun, of mystery, of unknowns? Or do you want to choose a life, or, you know, on the other hand, do you want to choose a life of fear, of worry, of stress, of anxiety, of assuming the worst, of staying where you are, or even worse, you know, going backwards? What do you choose? Because it's always a choice. Okay, that's what I see, Zuri. I hope that you like that. Thank you so much. When are you gonna have your breakthrough? The moment you do the inner breakthrough. Yeah, but then again, like I said, there's like something about reaching for some getting the attention of someone important. Okay, thank you very much, Zuri. See you later. Bye bye. Hello there, Maggie. Thank you for getting a reading the other day. I'm sorry it took my time. I'm really sorry. I've been so busy and doing my best, but I appreciate you for coming and choosing me as your reader and as your psychic. I do hope it is an enjoyable experience and it's worth the wait. You said, hi Ron. I hope you're doing well. Thank you. Just busy. I wanted a reading for me and my sister, of course. My question is, how's my February looking? Ah, I like that. My sis wants a spirit-led general reading. Thank you, Queen. Ooh, okay, cool. Let's do that. Let's see what we got. Alrighty. I'll say this. Usually I only do one reading, you know, one question per reading, but I don't mind. It's okay. I don't mind. I feel bad for taking so long in the first place, so let's see what we got. Alright, well this is for Maggie's February. Oh, okay. Lots of energies coming forward. It's interesting. I see you being very emotional in February. Maybe February reminds you of something. I don't know why I'm saying that. You know, there's an energy in February I'm feeling with the moon that's very magnetizing, and I'm picking up on you getting crazy feelings of like intuition of yeah, my tummy is telling me something, or something just doesn't feel right, or you know, it's that kind of energy where you're just getting like downloads and stuff. And I do think that it's going to get you thinking, being very reflective. I also see you keeping to yourself a little bit more and discerning your everyday routine, especially your comforts. Okay, what is helping you and what's healing you versus what is hurting you and harming you. Interesting. What is helping? Interesting. And all those H's. Sorry. And then we have the Hierophant. But anyways, the reason I was like, all those H's, I like that. What's that called? Not onomatopoeia, but I like that. I wanna keep that. That's perfect for the Hierophant, because the Hierophant values their energy. And by the way, these are I don't know if you're in a relationship, but in tarot, you know, a lot of the major arcana has counterparts. As in like, yeah, counterparts, right? These are two sides of the same coin. So it could be, you know, someone's on your mind, someone's on your heart if you are in a relationship. Especially, you know, in the month of February, because the Hierophant and the High Priestess are definitely their thing. But to me personally, I do feel more so it's like, yeah, we're connecting more to our spirit. I think that you are deeply reflective. If you're into meditation, I see you, you know, doing that more. If you're not a meditation girly, you're definitely going on long walks or like staring at your ceiling and watching, you know, watching the ceiling fan go around, and you're having realizations, and you know, it's that kind of energy in the month of February. Okay, we also have the Eight of Wands as your intention, and the Ace of Wands came out too. Now, the Eight of Wands has to do with speed, action, and quick change, and the Ace of Wands is about something that inspires you. So this is what you're intending. Let's see what the outcome is. Ooh, the Nine of Swords. Yeah. It's interesting here because I see you being a bit slow-paced, and I see you having, you know, I see you being emotional and being very reflective about those emotions and trying to discern what to do with them too. And then we have the Eight of Wands and the Ace of Wands too. You may experience tunnel vision. But it's important that you kind of get yourself out of it, because you could spiral. And Spirit is saying with the Ace of Wands, like, just because something shiny wants your attention, remember the Hierophant. Is it helping you or is it healing you? And so that's kind of what I see, because your outcome is a Nine of Swords, which is an energy of worry anxiety, assuming the worst, fearful of the future. And I'll be honest, Maggie, I'm getting this energy because, and I've been feeling this way strongly, and I've been picking up on this since before the news started getting crazy. Like since November of last year, I've been saying that February is very important collectively, especially if you're American. And so if you find yourself very much consumed by the news and media and what's going on, Spirit is giving you permission to take a step back. Okay? It's okay. If you know genuinely that you cannot do anything, just know that you are helping the collective by helping yourself, right? Always take care of yourself first. Okay. That's my reading for February. Let's see what's going on. My sis wants a spirit-led general reading. Okay, yeah, let's see. What's going on? What's going on with Maggie's sister? What do they need to know? Situation, action, and outcome, they're telling me. Super cool. So we'll do that. Okay. This is the situation. The Five of Swords. Assuming the worst. Jumping to conclusions. Letting people's words get to you. Having media or having the bullies in your life, having the negative thoughts, the negative information really get you in the hearts, affect you emotionally. That's the situation, okay, that Spirit's bringing up. What we have, the action, the Nine of Swords, choose you. Choose you, focus on you. Do not care what they think. Be in your state of peace. Peace is not a place, it's a state of being. And that's what Spirit is trying to tell you to do and learn how to do. Let's see what the outcome is. The princess, this is interesting. What I'm seeing personally is there's something that your sister, and hello, hi if you're watching, hello sister, there's something that that if you had the money, if you had the time, if you had the support, you could be very, not only good at it, not only talented at it, but abundant in it. I'm talking rich in it. I'm talking my cup spilleth over energy. And so just know, that is not made up in your mind, all right? And I know that the state of affairs, so the state of the country, the economy, maybe the schooling you've had, your experiences, all of these things, it's not gonna, your family may be saying, that's not gonna make you money, that's too risky, da-da-da-da-da. But deep down that it not only is it your highest passion, not only does it excite you, not only does it make you feel energized, what I'm trying to say. You feel it. And you know it. But I see you looking for a permission slip. Just know that permission slip from God, from Spirit, the beyond is coming in like, bing! Yeah, do that. I want to see what's challenging you. Yes! It's interesting because you're waiting for this great grand moment, this big revealing to happen, to tell you that it's okay. Ooh, sorry, I lost tracking. It happens. I've been working all day. It's 3 a.m. But anyways, so you're waiting for like this great grand download. You're waiting for like a dream, a vision. You're waiting for something to come down and tell you, yes, this is your path forward. But that feeling that you have is Spirit. That knowing, that excitement, that feeling of, I'm built different. You are built different. But just know, Spirit hears you, universe hears you. They understand, they get it. They're going to send you an undeniable message, okay? Hey, look at this. You could do this. For example, yeah, they might give you all the tools to do it. You know, hey, and they'll say play, right? Like, for example, let's say you have a friend who, like, you made friends with somebody and they are doing what you want to do. And they're just telling you about it. And they're excited. They're excited to teach you and stuff. That is a sign from spirit, like, oh yes. Look, see? You know, and that's why I see this, like, look over here. Your advice card is the Two of Pentacles. Hey, if it's not hard, you're not making good headway. It does kind of seem to me that right now you might say to yourself, I don't have the money. And that's okay. You want to know what I started with? I started with a laptop and a dream. I had a laptop and that's it. I didn't have the money for a model, so I made my own. I didn't have the money for emotes, so I learned how to make emotes. And whatever it is that you want to do not talk yourself out of it, and don't let other people talk you out of it either. If you know that is not only your highest excitement, but a path that you want to go down. Look at this. Okay, that's what I have, Maggie. I hope that you like that. Thank you so much. Good luck with everything you both are endeavoring. Remember that you're never alone and you are loved. See you later. My mic was muted. Hi, Katie. Hey, how are you? Thank you so much for getting 2 readings from me. That's so nice of you. And I'm sorry for the late. I hope you understand though, and I do really hope that you enjoy it and that it's worth it. Okay, thank you so much for the reading. I have one more question that I would like to ask. It's about my health. I'll tell you this, I don't really do health readings, but I'll do my best to look at the energy for you. I have been through some serious stuff, but that got better. But now I feel a bit shattered after all of that. Will that get better over time? Yeah! Let's see energy for Katie in regards to how they are feeling. I'm really sorry you're feeling shattered. I get that. And it's really hard this day and age, right? Oh my god. Oh, my mental health has just been plummeting, and I find myself spending like a good hour trying to climb myself back up. Like, I see something awful online, I'm just like, oh man. And then I just try to like watch cat videos or like watch something funny so I feel better. But just know, if you are, and I want to say this because what I offer to people is I feel valuable, and I think that my joy and my happiness is something that helps the collective. And so I feel the same way for you, Katie, right? Like, as long as you are focusing on your own betterment, as long as you are trying to find your own joy and your own passion, you have nothing to feel guilty for. Right? You'll just inspire people, you'll uplift people around you. And that is something very noble. That is something very beautiful to do. Okay, in case you're feeling bad, because I know a lot of people feel bad when they're like, man, the world's on fire and I'm happy. I'm focusing on my happiness. Is that okay? I don't know if that's something you needed to hear, that it's okay to be happy. So, alrighty. I just felt like saying that. Maybe it was important. And this card wants to be your first one. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Ooh, okay. Good news. You have the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands represents being on the right track. But it's difficult because I don't think that you are very conscious of it, right? And the reason I say this is you have your focus being the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is an energy of, I need to make a decision. In traditional tarot, it's being blindfolded. I don't know where to look. She's in the darkness. Her eyes are closed. It's an energy of, I don't know what to choose, but I know I need to keep going forward. And so this is what I see you doing. And just know the star is your outcome, and the star is having a goal and having faith that you can reach that goal. And so, yeah, I understand feeling shattered, but just know that not only are you getting closer and closer and closer to a moment of clarity, a moment of hope, a moment of, oh my goodness, I've been searching so long for the light. There it is. You know, so you're gonna see genuinely like the light at the end of the tunnel, and you're going to believe for the first time in a while that you can reach there. Like, imagine you have been walking, you're walking, and you're just kind of aimlessly stumbling through a labyrinth, it feels like. And then all of a sudden it gets brighter, just a little bit brighter, and you can see in the distance there's the exit, and it's just up some stairs. You know, and you have to go up the stairs, but now you know where the exit is. And so this is what I see incoming for you with the star. Your challenge is the Nine of Pentacles. Remember how I said it's okay to put your own joy and happiness, health and well-being first? Stress makes you sick. Sadness makes you sick. Depression makes you sick. And, you know, wallowing makes you sick. Believing you won't make it makes you sick. You know, all of these things. And so Spirit is telling you that it's okay to be happy. It's okay to put yourself first. In fact, that's what self-love is. And yeah, right? And if you don't have you have to be your own hero in this story. And I know that's really difficult. You have to be your biggest advocate too, right? But that's your challenge, right? This is what you must do to feel that you can finally see the exit in the labyrinth. Your advice card from Spirit is the Five of Pentacles. Exactly. Don't assume the worst. Don't assume the worst. This is a low self-esteem, and this is actually an energy of being sick and being unwell. And as I mentioned, a low self-esteem, insecurity, it means feeling there's no way out. Do not go here. It's always, always, always a choice. And even when it doesn't make sense, choose the path of joy. Choose the path of hope. And I do feel that you'll see as I said, you'll see it. I see it clear as day in my mind's eye. So that's what I have for you, Katie. I hope that helped you. Good luck. If you'd like a time frame, Spirit was telling me, like, I know it's a little bit long, to see the door. Oh my goodness, I feel like it's a little bit long. Listen, future isn't set in stone. You can make it faster. You can see this faster if you want to. But it does feel like it'll take a good 6-7 months before you feel like you're not in the labyrinth anymore, if you're feeling that way. It takes consistency. And once again, there's a lot of guilt and shame and negative belief systems that you have to challenge. But you have to understand that they are worthy of being challenged, and you are worthy of being saved, and you're worthy of being better and being happy and being peaceful. So even in the midst of chaos, you are worthy, and it is okay to be happy, healed, healthy, safe, all of those things. So alrighty, thank you so much, Katie. Good luck with everything you are endeavoring, and remember that you're never alone and you are loved. See you later. Livia, hi, thank you so much for getting a reading from me. I apologize that I've taken a little bit of time. I've been working all day too, so if I freeze a few times, like my model, That's because it's 3 in the morning. Sorry about that, sorry. But I'm feeling good, obviously. I love doing these readings. I appreciate your patience. Thank you for choosing me as your psychic. I hope that it's worth the wait, and I hope that it's a good experience. Okay, you said, I came from the TikTok live stream. Thank you. I am wondering if I'm making the right decision to go pro in Apex. Holy hell yes! And I'm taking streaming content. Of course, what the fuck? Oh my goodness. If you have any affirmation recommendations, it would be greatly appreciated. Livia, do this. Listen, listen, listen. This has been so powerful for me. In terms of like, you know, affirmations are great. In fact, I write 2 pages of affirmations every day, every single day. I can show you. I mean, it's in my kitchen, but I could show you. You know, and I've been doing it since October, and it's good. It's good. But nothing has changed my entire brain chemistry faster than, well, number 1, guided hypnosis, guided meditations that put you in a state where you can see your best outcome. But number 2 is just imagining yourself with the biggest win. Imagining yourself there, because it's training your brain that this is something that is achievable. It's training your entire being to be hell-bent on making it your reality, excited that it could be a reality, feeling that joy of being there and chasing it. And it gets you closer and closer and closer and closer. And in my opinion, and you know, you can think I'm crazy, I think it quantum leaps you there. I want to show you Katie how to, what's her name? Ooh, hold on, I want to show you somebody. I found her. Her name is Katie Clark. And hold on, Katie Clark. And I watched lots of her videos, but you know, you get to a point where you're just like, yeah, I get it. But in fact, and that's a good thing, right? You want to get to a point where a teacher doesn't need to teach you anymore. But anyways, I still like to listen to her. It's nice to have it reinforced. But her first video that I watched, it was called How to Level Up So Fast It Feels Like Cheating. And that helped so much. The what was the other one? I'm sorry, I know this isn't the reading that you're looking for, but I just really recommend them. She has great stuff. How to brainwash your subconscious mind into a new reality. The one thing you need to actually manifest anything. How to level up so fast it feels illegal. And by the way, she breaks this down. And like she provides studies. And she provides resources. And she explains like how it works and everything like that. And so, you know, if you like that, if you're interested in that. But let's get back to the reading. Here, hold on. Let me actually timestamp this for you. I titled it, I Start Reading Your Cards Instead of Yapping. Okay. Let's see what we got. What's coming in for you, Livia? What's going on? You said, are you making the right decision? I think yes. If it excites you, if you feel joyous doing it, if you can see and believe that you can not only be the best, but be the best version of you, and it feels tangible, hell yeah, why not? Why not? Remember, success is something that you define. Okay, what is a successful you? What do you want? Get particular, right? Okay. Ooh, yeah! I love this. This is my favorite card. Ooh. All right. I do see you making shifts, all right? Making shifts and doing things a bit differently. So the reason I see this is we have the Fool card, and this is about doing something unprecedented, doing something you haven't done before, trying a new playbook. We have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords means letting go, right? We're going to better waters. We're letting go of fears. We're letting go of things that no longer serve us. I'm gonna be honest, Livia. I think that there are people in your sphere who are constantly bitching about how hard things are. constantly bitching about like the algorithm or you know, just stuff like that. I'm also kind of getting an energy of toxic masculinity. I don't know why. I don't know what it's like in the Apex Legends scene, but there is kind of this energy of being a little bit nervous about the men there. And hey, listen, I know as somebody who's done like competitive gaming, I used to be a competitive Smash player. Be the girl you needed. Be the girl that you need to see. Like for me, when I would win, to be honest, I would only win the women's brackets, which men would never let go of. But anyways, when I would win the women's tournaments, I always said to myself that I want to be the girl that says to the scene that it doesn't matter about gender. You know, you can play and you can win and you can be successful despite you know, men being uncomfortable with you know, with what you're doing. In fact, and I would do that by not only being kind to them and supportive of them in their endeavors, but also, you know, showing them that you know, can't fuck with me. And so I don't know, I'm seeing that energy, right? That energy of being driven to inspire. I want to inspire. I want to show people, and I'm seeing this in the Nine of Wands, that I didn't give up. I'm showing everybody that I do not give up. That despite it all, despite this and despite that and despite what they said, and despite, you know, anything, I did not give up. And so the Knight of Wands is a battle well fought. Is it hard? You know, is it a journey? Absolutely. You know, the Fool is here. The Fool is here. But it's a win. It's a battle won. The Nine of Wands is a victory card. But as I mentioned, it's a battle well fought. It's something that you have to fight for. But I think that's a worthy and noble endeavor, in my opinion. In my personal opinion, especially if it makes you feel very purposed, very purposed. But yeah, I don't. Other than that, like, I think you're making the right choice. If you want like content creation advice, I would say ask yourself what your brand is. You know, what kind of person do you want to show yourself to be to people? And let me show you mine. So mine is, this is just something I made not too long ago, maybe like 3 days ago. I made a little video and I just wrote down what I wanted people to not only see me as, but I wanted this to be the energy that Ron says to people. And it's also, you know, my intention, the person I want to be intentionally. And so get really intentional about the energy you give people. And so for me, you know, Ron is a symbol of love and hope. Ron speaks love into everyone's name. And so maybe for you, it would be Olivia inspires other women to succeed in the face of adversity. Olivia proves to her community that she proves to herself and her community that she has what it takes. You know, it's stuff like that. Or Olivia understands success is something she defines for herself, whether that, you know, monetary success, fame, you know, that kind of stuff. And so get intentional, get very intentional. And so Ron is always seeking to understand the misunderstood. Ron seeks to be an expert in her field of spirituality, divination, and parapsychology. And all of these are things that I intend in my content creation. And that's something that, you know, you can ask yourself. Maybe it's Olivia makes people laugh from her wins and her fails. You know, it's all that. And remember, alchemize everything. If you fail, make that content, baby. You lose something, okay, turn a loss and transmute that bitch into loss equals win. Loss equals win, baby. It's content. Also, this is something I tell a lot of my friends too. If stream without a lot of viewers, clip that shit. There's not a lot of people watching your stream. Well, you say to yourself, well, now's my opportunity to get personal with the people who's watching me and make clips, you know? Now's the time for me to make that joke I've been meaning to make, or now's that time for me to ask my chat their opinion on stuff. All, you know? Anyways, always turn a assumed loss into a win. Anytime you catch yourself feeling bad, feeling poor, feeling negative, say to yourself, well, how can I prove to myself that this is actually a win? And so that's my advice to you. And that's what I always do. Alrighty. Thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed that. Sorry for yapping for so long, but I do hope you had a good experience. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Oh, also remember that you're never alone and you are loved. Alright, see you later. Bye-bye. Hi there, Myukat. Thank you so much. Sorry, I know it doesn't, usually it like fits like this. Usually it looks cute like this, but anyways, hey, sorry. I'm talking about this right here. It's 3:26 in the morning for me, so I apologize. I'm just closer to the spirit realm. Thank you very much. I hope that you enjoy your reading. I hope that it's worth the wait. I will say this, usually I don't do these readings unless I'm live, you know, so if you know. But I understand. You said hi. Sorry about earlier. I was confused on how to pay, but I found your coffee. Thank you so much. And sorry for the burden. You are not a burden. Don't worry. And I don't mind. Thank you for your patience. I hope that it's worth the wait. Thank you for choosing me as your psychic, as your reader. I don't know what specific question you wanted to know, but I would love to do a situation, action, and outcome reading for you. And we'll pull for the challenge and the advice too. So we're gonna pull for what does Spirit want you to pay attention to, pretty much. What can we do? You know, what action are we gonna do? What are we doing about this? And what is that gonna lead to? And you know, what does Spirit want us to do? You know what? I'm actually being shown a entirely different spread. They're showing me to do the like the positive outcome and the most likely one. So the highest outcome and the one we're going towards. So you might find yourself in between, at an impasse right now. Should I do this or should I do that? And I'll tell you if it's, you know, if they're the same, but that's what Spirit's telling me to do all of a sudden. Okay, all right. Okay, let's see. What do we got, universe? One more, they're saying. Okay. Alright. This is a situation. Ooh. Feeling lost. Feeling like there's no opportunity. Feeling separated from joy, from spirit, from community. This is an energy of insecurity. This is an energy of, it can also, I'll be honest, it can also mean illness. It can also mean poverty, right? This is a situation. So if you're feeling like you don't have enough money, if you're feeling like you don't have your health, which you need your health to make money, right? If you're feeling like you don't have a community, you don't have resources, this is coming up. You know, and maybe it's just, and it doesn't have to be that extreme. It could be that I do not feel safe. I do not feel I am in a place that I prefer. I don't like where I am. You know, that's what this would be. We also have, oh yeah, that's, heck yeah, hey. So we have the action being taken as the Eight of Pentacles, putting in the work and taking your time. So the Eight of Pentacles is mastering your craft. And I actually feel that not only do I think your guides are so involved in your upcoming enrichment, your upcoming betterment, I'm hearing, like your upcoming what is the word? Is it windfall? I don't want to say windfall. Oh, you know what I'm seeing? So I'm seeing you. So what I'm seeing is like you, almost like you're, it's not that you're drowning. I don't think you're drowning. It's like you have a guide that teaches you how to tread water, but also how to swim to shore. You know what I mean? So I think what they're showing me is that you're able to touch the ground, you're in the water, you know, and you're learning. But I'm seeing almost like somebody grab your hand and help you come to shore. And you almost feel it's an energy of like I didn't see that coming, but also I didn't know that I was so deserving. And there's this like this proof happening. I'm seeing. I know this is very specific. I apologize. So this is the highest outcome. The Ten of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Hey, listen. I see why Spirit told us to do the highest outcome and the most likely outcome now, because we have the opportunity to push ourselves into, and I feel like it's gonna come from help, like friends, family, but it requires telling people how you feel. It requires telling people what you need. It requires a helping hand and being okay with receiving help. But just know that you could feel safe. You could feel secure. You could feel good and taken care of. That's what the Ten of Pentacles is. But just know that if you decide, I don't want any help, I don't want to rely on anybody, which by the way, we can be our own hero, but sometimes a good hero knows when they need help, right? Not heroes don't do it alone, right? Like think any hero. Batman, he has his butler and he has his money, right? Like that's what's helping him. That is what is aiding him. I'm thinking of really silly stuff. I'm thinking of really, really silly stuff. But we always have aid. Whether it's emotional, financial, whatever it is that you would need. Spirit's saying that they're giving you the opportunity. They're giving you a helping hand, and that is through other people. Okay, but they also want you to know that if you do not want to ask for help, if you do not want to wait for someone to help you or quote save you, which by the way, asking for help is saving yourself, it's okay, because in time you will be okay. In time you will still reach this. In time it'll just take a little bit longer, and that's okay. So yeah, that's what Spirit wants you to know. And I hope that helped you. I hope that you enjoyed your reading. Thank you very much. And yeah, I really like that. I feel the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Pentacles. This is feeling safe, feeling secure, feeling healed. All right. Okay, that's what we have. I hope that you like that. Thank you very, very much. Good luck with everything you are endeavoring. And remember that you're never alone and you are loved. See you later.